Hi guys, this is S with Hidden Shrine. Welcome, and welcome to another weekly deck rotation video. So what I have in front of me is all the decks I said in last week's video I was going to work with for this week. And let's see if that actually happened. So I'm gonna move them aside and bring them out one by one. And let's start just real quick with the Woodland Wardens. I used this again this week. I've been using this for like, 3 weeks running now, and I freaking love it. This deck is just so good for just daily pulls. Just absolutely beautiful. Sometimes I'll pull 2 cards and sort of form a rating that way. That's kind of the way I like using this. So I will pull 2 cards usually. Sometimes I'll do just 1, but yeah, you can go look at my video on this deck if you haven't seen that yet. I kind of just go off on how much I love it for a good 20 minutes or something like that. So yeah, this is an incredible deck. Go watch the video, I guess. Okay, so since I've been working with this for like 3 weeks running, I think I'm gonna give the old Wardens a little rest for this week, which I'm hesitant to do because I really love just pulling these out. When I, just sort of a quick little thing, or just to sit and even look at the images. But it's not like I'm putting them behind bars or anything. So the way I've been doing these weekly things, I was a little more strict early on, which is good. But I'm more like, here are my intentions. These are the decks I'm gonna use this week, or here are the decks I'm planning on using. So it's more about intention. And then if I end up using those, that's sort of the plan. If I end up neglecting some, that's okay. It's more just like I'm setting intentions. I'm probably gonna give this a rest, but if one day I feel like picking it up, I'm not gonna like beat myself over the head about it. So I just might, who knows? But yeah, plan is this is gonna take a rest for the week. Next one I was going to work with was the Terror of the Divine, and you'll see my last weekly video gave a whole spiel about this and how I've had trouble really connecting with it, and I go off about digital art and all that kind of stuff. So go check that out if you haven't. But yeah, I was gonna try this deck again this week and kind of revisit it, see if I could connect with it. And I had fully planned on it, but you know what happened? I didn't even reach for it. I didn't even think about it. I just didn't at all, which might say something about it, but I think it says more about this week, to be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna give it another go, but not this coming week. So it's gonna kind of sit in, I wouldn't say timeout, but just until I want to sort of sit and try connect with it again, which I'm just not feeling right now. I probably will in the future, so bye-bye for now. Now I'm gonna just show the next 2 because they were also chosen to work with this week, and you know what happened? I didn't use those either because my Centennial, so I didn't learn with the Centennial. I learned with the, I have the old, very, very obnoxious yellow Rider deck, which is, you know, pretty much the same thing, just the Centennial looks way nicer and it highlights Pixie's art more, and the color tones are just much nicer, right? So you almost certainly know about the Centennial. I keep the art cards. There's like 2 or 3 art cards of Pixies that were included in this deck, and I keep them in here because I find that if I happen to draw one, which has only happened once, it's really easy to form a reading with them, you know, sort of in conjunction with the other cards. So yeah, the reason I didn't really use these 3 decks that I planned on, amazing as these 2 are, is because I brought in my Centennial, and yeah, I haven't used my Smith-Waite deck, or either of them, in a little while because I was so excited about, you know, trying, well, I sort of was getting excited about using some of the Golden Dawn decks, you know. So it's been maybe 2 months since I really have used my Pixie decks, and as I said in the last video, I just felt like going back to, you know, this is what I learned with, or the Rider deck's what I learned with, but yeah. And just going back to really clear classic readings was really awesome this week. So yeah, whenever I reached for a tarot deck this week, this was what I went for. Yeah, so that's what happened. And that was really nice. That was really nice. Got a lot of really great readings, and just really enjoyed sort of looking at, you know, some days I would just pick a card and sort of just look at the art and really just study it, which was a lot of fun. So that's pretty much the only tarot deck I used this week, which is cool. I didn't expect that, but that's what happened. Now, I used one more deck, Oracle, my Brian Froud Fairies Oracle, which I've talked about this. This is like my 2nd week I was using it. This deck is awesome, and I really enjoyed just sort of reading through the book as well. The book is really cool. These cards, I gotta say, look how flimsy this is. Yeah, I was talking to Sandy with Exploring Tarot. I think that's what her channel name is. Because she had just trimmed hers, and I was talking to her about how I wanted to trim these, because I love this deck. I love Brian Froud, but whoever did the graphic design, come on, man. Like, I cannot stand this tear effect here. It really bothers me that this side is perfect, and then this side is like this weird tear, and then the text also just goes over into it, like, it's painful. And the text is also the font. Like, who chose that? I mean, maybe Brian Froud chose it, but like, I love this deck, I love the book, but like, the graphic design is just a little brutal. So I'm half tempted to trim this deck. It's going to be difficult. It's going to take a lot of planning, but I want to see if there's any way I can get rid of this stupid tear effect here, and maybe even a little above the text, because if you have the number, like, you could probably do away with the title, but I might want to get a second deck to experiment that way, because I do love this deck a little too much. Anyway, been using this quite a bit, and I just really enjoy it. Enjoy just picking one card and then sort of reading about that character or energy, whatever you want to call it. The different fairies, and I'm getting some mischievous ones this week, which was kind of fun. So yeah, so the main things I used, that's honestly it right there. And then also my Woodland Wardens. That was pretty much lost week for me. Now, this week, upcoming. First, I am super psyched about this. I pre-ordered this a while back. I forget when. Like 2 months ago. I've been looking for this deck. Well, they renamed it. It's now called the Asen Gusev, I think that's his name, Tarot. This was previously called like the it was a Roman numeral 3 Millennium Tarot. Just totally gorgeous illustration. So that went out of print quite a while back, and I was looking for an inexpensive copy for a while, and I just never bought one, because the miners look pretty bizarre. You can go look for a video of it. So they finally reprinted it. They did reprint it as a majors only, which honestly doesn't bother me too much for this deck, just based on all the images I've seen. And I'm also someone who can work with a majors only deck, from time to time. I have, I guess, 2 other majors only decks, really. Yeah, one of them I do use quite frequently, and I'll talk about that deck sometime in the future. It's going to come into the rotation, I imagine, soon enough. But anyway, I haven't opened this yet. I'm super psyched. It just came in the mail, so I will be using this, and I'll probably make a video, like, opening it up and looking at it and whatnot. So that's the first one. So yeah, that's tarot. Good. I'll do the tarot first and then do the oracle. Okay, so you're gonna see I have quite a few here, probably overly ambitious. The Carnival at the End of the World. I haven't used this one in quite a while, and I don't know why. I just thought about it the other day, and I got really excited thinking about this deck again. And I think this might pair really well if I were to sort of... That might be interesting. I might have like a pile for majors and a pile for minors. That could be really fun. That's a great idea. Okay. We'll see when I open this. So I don't know if you've ever seen the Carnival at the End of the World deck, but this is, I forget the studio name. Kahn and Selesnik, that's it. They also did the Terror of the Drowned World, which looks so awesome. But this is sort of the first, I think this is the first indie deck I got, or if you want to call this indie. I guess it's indie. Small publisher anyway. Yeah, I guess that's indie. But it's so nice. It's so well made. Like the card stock is really nice. It's like a little bit glossy, but not slippery. You know, it's not too thick. Shuffles real nice, but it has this sort of I don't know if anyone has ever listened to Neutral Milk Hotel. The art just reminds me of like what you might find on the album cover of a Neutral Milk Hotel album. Yeah, but it's kind of like sort of 1800s carnival feel. Look at that. The High Priestess is so beautiful. Look at the Emperor. He's like this weird elephant dude. Yeah, and then you have the sort of Hand of Mystery. Lovers. This really, really awesome deck. And yeah, I just felt like I want to work with it this week. So it's been a while since I've pulled this one out. A couple months actually. Yeah, so definitely gonna do that. I didn't get the manual, but I did find out, as loath as I am to, you know, sort of preference a digital product over a physical one, I might just get the digital book for this because it's only like $10, whereas the physical is like, with shipping, it ends up being quite a bit more. But that's a really great deck, so I'm going to be working with that as well. This is hard because I want to do a couple this week. I'm like really tempted to bring my Terra Volatile in. So those two were the definites. And let me do one more definite. And then I'll do like 4 on tap. That feels like cheating, but whatever. You know, who cares? Another definite is gonna be my Thoth. I'm still really, really waiting to get the large copy of this because it just, you know, this is the second deck I ever got. So I've had this one for a couple of years. So yeah, I really learned with my Rider, and then not that long after that I got this. So there wasn't that much space between learning with the Rider and with the Thoth, so I have kind of a close relationship with both. Different, but still close. I don't feel like I'm more a Waite or I shouldn't say Waite, Smith or Thoth kind of person. I feel like I'm just kind of both. Anyway, so I haven't used my Thoth in about a month, so very excited about that because I was using that a lot in March and April, and it was pretty intense. So I'm excited to dive back in. Okay, so those are my definites. Is going to be the previously named Millennium 3 Tarot and the Carnival at the End of the World and the Thoth. Okay. Another definite is going to be, I just got this also. I pre-ordered it a while back, but I finally got it. Old Ways Magic Oracle. So I wanted at least one very earthy thing, so in this week's rotation. And since I'm putting both of my other Oracle decks on, giving them a rest, I'm going to work with this as my Oracle deck. And this deck is insane. This is an artist, I guess she's English, or, you know, lives in England, I think. Anyway, her name is Naomi Cornick, and her art is just insane. I first saw Krista using this deck, and I went and looked it up and looked at the images for a while, looked at some of Naomi's other art, and then I ordered it, and took a little while to get here, but it is awesome. And I also got one print, the Morrigan Shapeshifting, which is really cool. And she even sent me an extra print. I'm not familiar with this figure, but I'm going to be reading up about it, and that is so freaking cool. But I just love these two. And it came with this little bag, so pretty psyched about getting to know that deck, because the artwork is just amazing. Okay, now, along with my Thoth, I'm going to be bringing the Golden Dawn Tarot into it. And this is really good for studying, pulling like the same of each card, and then sort of looking at the similarities, the differences. And I might even, if I'm going to be doing that, pulling out my other Golden Dawn. I have another one. It's called like the Golden Dawn Magical Tarot, some arbitrary name like that. But yeah, pulling at least these two side by side is really good for studying, because you actually notice, you're like, oh, wait a second, I never saw that this had, you know, it sort of brings images in the Thoth out more when you can find counterparts in the more plainly illustrated Golden Dawn deck. That's how I feel anyway. And I've really enjoyed doing that in the past. So I'd say that's another definite. You know what? I'm going to cut myself off there. I was going to say I want to throw in the Terra Volatile and the Victorian, the Smith Waite, but I'm going to say no. I don't want to go overboard, you know? So I'm just going to go with these 4 tarots, and then the Old Ways Magic Oracle. Put it there. Put her there, pal. Yeah, so that's the plan for the week. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also gonna try trimming a deck for the first time this week, which I'm like very excited but nervous about. I ordered a little rounder corner thingy, and also a little, I don't even know, my brain is a little tired tonight. But anyway, I ordered some stuff to do some deck trimming, and I've been wanting to trim my Llewellyn Tarot for a while, because it's a beautiful deck, but the cards are just too freaking wide, and it's made me not want to use it because it's just too wide. And also the borders are kind of ugh. So I'm going to be trimming that this week. Maybe I'll document it to some extent. But anyway, yeah, so this is my plan for the week. Let me know what you guys are planning on using for the week. You know, in video, or comment below. You know, what, however you want to tell me. I'm always interested to see what other people are planning for their week, you know, or what they're currently using, and how that's going. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. And yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful evening and a wonderful week. I'll be posting some more videos this week, so keep an eye out. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.